Hi everyone, my name is Julia Lanzaret Hernandez. I am a staff researcher at the University of Vermont Transportation Research Center as well. And this study is called We Have the Right and We Need Better Transportation, Mobility, Community, and Connection of Latin American Migrant Workers in Vermont. This was a study funded by the National Center for Sustainable Transportation, and I worked alongside Dr. Dana Roengold and Dr. Sarah Grajjura. So the main purpose of this study is we were looking to understand the transportation needs and experiences of Latin American migrant workers in Vermont. This study varies a little bit from what you've heard so far today, but as you are all aware, Vermont is a rural state. In this study, it's also important that it is on a border, and the migrant populations that are here tend to be newer than some other states. We also adopted the driver's privilege card in 2013, which allows undocumented workers to get a driver's license. Due to the nature of this population, we conducted semi-structured interviews that were about an hour long. These were all done in Spanish. So the main factors we found that contributed to migrant mobility in Vermont included having access to a driver's license as well as a car. And so overall, having a driver's license would provide freedom not just for the individual, but also those living around them, as they could give rides. Documentation status was also a factor. Folks shared that they felt that as they got closer to the border, the feelings of safety diminished, and mobility or border enforcement seemed to be a mobility barrier regardless of documentation status. So just the presence of it was a barrier. And finally, the transportation options. Knowing about these was more of a barrier than affordability, and personal networks came up as being very important when it came to being able to access information on these options. So from here, in order to improve this, we found that it's important to make safe environments for migrants. So this includes continuing to offer permissive driver's licenses around the US and maintaining that in Vermont, and also making sure that immigration is not involved with traffic stops. In terms of distributing information, native language options have to be available, and more information on how to get a license is necessary as well. And for transit agencies and ride programs, it's important to offer reliable transportation, so getting someone to their location and then also back home. And there should be a focus on reaching newer or isolated migrants, especially those in more rural areas, and maintaining respectful environments and having cultural competency. Throughout this, there were a lot of community organizations we found that make a big difference, and a lot of them are already working on these issues, so partnering with them is very important. And this study was published in the summer, so there's more information up there, and I'm happy to answer any more questions at the poster.